Something big is coming in the final episode of the Chi Season 7, and the signs are all over the place. Characters are moving different. Trust is breaking, and somebody might not make it out alive. If you've been paying attention, you already know this episode could change everything. So let's get into what the story's been building toward and what could really go down in episode 6. Season 7 has been full of tension, emotions, and big decisions. Every character we care about has been tested in a different way. Some are growing, some are losing control, and others, well, they're running out of time. Let's break down the most important storylines from the first 5 episodes, so we can see where things might be headed in the finale. Let's start with Emmett. He's been trying to stay focused, take care of his family, and keep his head above water. But being tied up with Douda has put him in a dangerous spot. Emmett wants to live right, but every time he pulls away from Douda's world, something pulls him back in. We've seen the pressure growing on him, both at home and in the streets. He's trying to play it smart, but he's also scared. You can feel it in the way he talks now. More careful, more quiet. He knows something bad is coming. And then there's Kiesha. She's trying to be a supportive partner, but she's tired. She's had her own journey, her own healing. She wants peace and stability. But being with Emmett means being close to danger again. She sees the way Douda controls things, and she doesn't want that life. You can tell she's been thinking about leaving, not because she doesn't love Emmett, but because she loves herself too. There's been this quiet distance between them. It's not loud or obvious, but it's there. And in a show like the Chi, those quiet moments often mean something big is coming. Now let's talk about Douda, because he's the dark cloud over everyone right now. He's smooth, powerful, and always 2 steps ahead. But this season, we've started to see cracks. He's been more violent, more reckless. People around him are starting to get nervous. You can feel the fear. You can see the way people look at him, like they know he's dangerous, but they can't say it out loud. Douda has built his empire by making people owe him. But when too many people feel trapped, something's gotta give. And that moment might be closer than he thinks. Victor is another big piece of the puzzle. He's been trying to keep his public image clean while dealing with his private truth. He wants to help his community, run for office, and inspire change. But secrets have a way of rising to the surface. Victor's trying to juggle too much, his relationship, his past, and his future. He's walking a tightrope, and the pressure is getting to him. You can see it in his eyes. The fear of being exposed, of losing everything. That tension is real, and in a season finale, those kinds of secrets almost always come out. We also have Papa and Bakari, 2 young men who are being shaped by their choices and Papa has been grieving hard since his father died. He's angry at the world, questioning his faith, and pulling away from the people who care about him. His heart is heavy, and he's starting to move in risky ways. On the other side, Bakari is caught between his love for Gemma and his loyalty to the streets. He's trying to do better, but the streets don't let go that easy. And Nook, he's still lurking around, watching. He might have a bigger role in the finale than we think. These first 5 episodes have been all about pressure, and pressure always leads to either a breakdown or a breakthrough. The finale is where those moments collide. Relationships will be tested, secrets will be exposed. And the question isn't just who survives, it's who will still be standing when it's all over. You ever feel like everyone's smiling, but somebody's plotting? That's exactly what this season of the Chi feels like. There's too much silence, too many looks, too many scenes where nobody says a word, because the real war isn't being fought out loud. It's happening in whispers, in locked doors, in favors people can't pay back. And now we're heading into episode 6. The one where all that quiet turns into chaos. Let's start with the elephant in every room, Douda. This man has been untouchable for so long. It almost felt like he was the system. He made moves in the dark, funded people's dreams, turned fear into power. But look closer, this season, he's slipping. He's getting louder, more violent, more desperate. And that's not power, that's fear in disguise. The kind of fear that makes a man start destroying everything around him, just to stay on top. So here's the bold prediction. Douda's empire is about to crack. Somebody's coming for him, and it won't be a stranger. It'll be someone close. Someone who's been smiling in his face while plotting behind his back. Could it be Emmett? He's seen too much. He's scared, but he's also backed into a corner. If he doesn't make a move, Douda will do it for him. And let's not forget that Douda already made Emmett cross a line this season, something Emmett can't take back. That kind of guilt either eats you alive or pushes you to snap. Asterisk, but what if the threat comes from inside Douda's own circle? Nuck has been too quiet lately. He's always around, always watching, but never talking too much. That's not by accident. In this world, silence is strategy. And maybe Nuck has realized that the only way to rise is to take the king off the board. Don't be surprised if we see Nuck make a power play. Loyalty only goes so far when money and survival are on the line. Asterisk, now let's talk Kiesha and Emmett. Their love has been tested before, but this time, the test feels deeper. It's not just cheating or trust, it's life or death. Kiesha sees what's coming. She's been through trauma before, and she can feel danger. That's why she's been distant. She's not cold, she's scared. Scared that Emmett is getting pulled into something that might destroy them both. And honestly, she might be right. Asterisk, the prediction here. Kiesha may finally walk away. Not out of hate, but out of self-preservation. She loves Emmett, but she also loves her peace. And if Emmett won't let go of the streets, even if he says he's trying, she might decide that love alone isn't enough. And if she leaves, that could be the breaking point for Emmett. Because he's not just losing a woman, he's losing his anchor. Asterisk, let's move to Victor, and this is where things get messy. The man is a walking contradiction. He wants to serve the people, but he's still hiding pieces of himself. He wants to be real, but he's scared of being seen. His campaign has been walking on eggshells, and now those eggs are cracking. Someone knows something. Maybe a past scandal. Maybe something he buried and thought would stay buried. But we're betting big that Victor's secret is about to go public. And when it does, it could take more than his political future, it could cost him the trust of the community. Asterisk, and then there's the wildcard duo, Papa and Bakari. These two are walking in opposite directions, but their paths might still crash. Papa's grief has turned into anger. He's tired of playing nice. He's tired of praying for answers. That kind of pain can make a young man reckless, and he's trying to escape his past, but every time he moves forward, someone pulls him back. The streets don't forgive easily, and they don't forget. Asterisk, so here's the final call in this section. Somebody's going to fall, and it won't be who you expect. It could be someone we've been rooting for. Someone who thinks they still have time to make things right. But in the Chi, second chances are never guaranteed, and episode 6 feels like the kind of hour where the game flips forever. Asterisk, you ever watch a storm roll in and realize, it's not coming fast, it's coming quiet. That's how the Chi feels right now. The tension ain't loud, it's subtle. It's in the background. It's in the unfinished conversations, the sideways glances, the phone calls that get ignored. It's the kind of storm that doesn't knock. It just blows the door off the hinges. And when it hits in episode 6, don't say the signs weren't there. Asterisk, let's talk about returns. The Chi has a history of surprise character comebacks, and this finale feels like the perfect time to pull one out. Imagine a familiar face showing up in the last 15 minutes of the episode. Someone who knows too much. Someone with unfinished business. Could it be Tiff? Maybe she's caught wind of how deep Emmett is with Douda, and she's not about to let that put EJ at risk. Or maybe Trigg's past comes walking back into his life, just when he's finally finding some balance. The point is, the past always finds its way back in this show. And this finale might be the door it walks through. Asterisk now. Here's a curveball. What if there's a double cross we never saw coming? Not from a villain, but from someone we've trusted. Someone we want to believe is doing the right thing. It could be Rob, always smooth, always calm. But calm doesn't mean clean. He's connected, smart, and loyal to money before people. What if he's been playing both sides the whole time, feeding info to Douda, or even planning to take over once the dust clears? The streets respect strategy. And Rob has been real quiet this season. Maybe too quiet. Asterisk. Then there's the possibility of a public explosion, not a shootout, but something just as dangerous. A community uprising. People in the South Side are tired. Tired of the games. Tired of being caught in the middle of other people's wars. If a major secret comes out, maybe something tied to Victor, or a death Douda is responsible for it, could set off a riot. Not chaos for the sake of action, but real community anger. Protest, fire, noise. The Chi doesn't just tell stories about the streets, it tells stories about the people in them. And when the people rise up, everything changes. Let's not forget about Gemma. She's been on the sidelines lately, but her loyalty to Bakari has been strong. That love could put her in serious danger, or it could be the thing that saves him. What if Gemma finds out something crucial, something that could expose Nook, or even Douda, and puts herself in the crossfire to protect Bakari? It would be just like this show to turn a side character into a centerpiece in the most unexpected way. And it would raise the stakes for Season 8 instantly. And finally, the silent twist. Every good finale has one. The moment after the noise, where something shifts and only the audience catches it. It could be a quick phone call, a name whispered, a deal made in the shadows. That's where the real cliffhanger lives. Maybe someone makes a deal with the police. Maybe Douda's enemy isn't on the outside, it's someone he's been calling family. Or maybe we end on a reveal so sharp, so quiet, that it doesn't explode. It just haunts you until next season. So here's the final wildcard prediction. The person who looks safest might be the one holding the knife, because in the Chi, survival doesn't always go to the strongest, it goes to the smartest. And episode 6, that's when the smartest move won't look like a move at all. Let's keep it real for a second. You've been watching this show like a detective. You're not just following the story, you're reading between the lines, catching the looks, decoding the silence. And if you've made it this far into the season, then you already know. There's no such thing as a small scene on the Chi. Every moment matters. And some of y'all, you've already cracked parts of the finale wide open. Asterisk, we've been diving deep into comment sections, fan pages, Reddit threads, even voice notes from group chats, and some of the theories out there. Straight, let's talk about the boldest ones that might just be right. Asterisk, one fan theory that keeps popping up. Emmett flips on Douda, but not alone. The prediction is that he secretly teams up with Victor or even Papa, gathering proof, recording conversations, building a case while pretending to still be scared. A quiet rebellion. And in episode 6, it all comes out. That's a twist that would hit hard, especially if Emmett's been playing dumb on purpose. Not weak, but waiting. Asterisk, another wild take. Papa is the one who breaks the chain. We've watched him spiral this season, grief, confusion, spiritual doubt. But some fans think all that pressure is setting him up for something powerful. Maybe he stands up to Nook. Maybe he walks into a storm and speaks the truth while everyone else stays quiet. Some people break under pressure. Others wake up. If Papa wakes up, he might become the soul of the finale. Asterisk, here's one that chilled us. Kiesha disappears. Not kidnapped, not killed, but gone. Leaves without saying a word. The theory says she vanishes for her own protection, and it leaves Emmett broken. No big argument, no last hug, just emptiness, and in that silence, he finally realizes what he's lost. That kind of ending. It's emotional, and the Chi knows how to hit you where it hurts without saying a single word. Asterisk. Another curveball theory. Gemma makes a dangerous choice. She's been caught between music, politics, and Bakari's world. The prediction. She leaks something, a recording, a message, a text that turns the tide against Douda or the streets. Not because she's trying to start a war, but because she's tired of watching people she loves get used or killed. It backfires, of course, but the damage is done. That one move could flip everything upside down. Asterisk. And finally, the most quietly terrifying theory. Asterisk, Douda walks away clean. No death, no arrest, no betrayal, just him. In the shadows, smiling, because maybe he planned all of this. Maybe the chaos was a distraction. Maybe he's 2 steps ahead of us all. A win that looks like a loss, until you realize he's still in control. That would be classic Chi, giving you drama, heartbreak, and then that final shot that makes your stomach drop. Asterisk, so here's your challenge. Asterisk, drop your prediction in the comments. Don't hold back, tell us who falls, who flips, and who walks away. Asterisk, because in the South Side, not everything ends with a gunshot. Sometimes, the real damage is what you didn't see coming. Asterisk, and once episode 6 drops, we'll be right back here. Same voice, same energy. Different bodies on the floor. Asterisk, hit that like, sub, and turn on notifications. The story's not over. Asterisk, it's just getting quiet. Before the storm. Some stories end loud with bullets, screams, or sirens. But the Chi, it often ends in whispers. In eyes that don't meet. In doors that don't close all the way. In that heavy silence between I got you and you're on your own. And that's why this finale isn't just about what happens. It's about what lingers after. Asterisk, episode 6 could give us a death, a betrayal, a win, or all 3. But, no matter what plays out, the real shift will be in the characters who survive, because surviving doesn't mean escaping, it means carrying the weight. The choices, the silence, the regret. Asterisk, and now the board is set. Emmett is running out of options. Kiesha's packing more than just emotional distance. Victor's campaign, is a fuse waiting to blow? Papa's faith is cracked but not crushed. Bakari is one decision away from becoming a man. Or a memory. And Douda, he's either at the end of his reign or the beginning of a darker one. Asterisk. The question is no longer what will happen, ... Asterisk, it's who's ready for what's coming. Asterisk, because finales don't reset the game. Asterisk, they reveal who's been playing it best, the whole time. So as we wait, here's what you should be watching for. Who stays quiet in the first 10 minutes? Asterisk, who makes a move off camera? Asterisk, and who walks into that final scene like they knew it was coming all along? Asterisk, because the chi doesn't do random. Every line, every shot, every silence, it all means something. And when the credits roll on episode 6, one thing will be clear. Nobody makes it out untouched.